Sometimes in an argument, what looks like winning is really losing, and what looks like losing is really winning. My favorite thing to happen in an argument is that I am proven wrong. That is the best outcome that I could possibly hope for in any argument that I'm involved in. And I'm always seeking that. I want to be proven wrong, because being proven wrong means that I get smarter. I get to update my map, my model, my belief, whatever it is, and thus get smarter, and thus level up, and thus move myself into closer standing with the truth. This will make me a stronger person, a better person, a wiser person, a more effective person. So I'm always open to listening to an argument against mine. I'm always open to listening to somebody pointing out a flaw in my argument, giving me evidence I hadn't considered, giving me a different perspective on it. But here's the condition. It has to be valid. Okay? I'm not open to being manipulated into it, to being shamed into believing something else, to being pressured into believing something else. I'm not open to purely emotional arguments that have no logical basis but are purely based on emotion and feeling and belief. Emotion and feeling are great, and I love it when those are present, but there has to be actually something of substance to their argument. I am open to being influenced. I'm open to changing my mind about anything and about everything. I'm open to being wrong. I love being wrong because I love the truth, because that means I get to get a little bit closer to the truth after that, if I'm willing to change my position. Typically, the way we argue, the idea is that to win the argument, I have my position and I'm going to crush the other person's position and I'm going to show that I'm right. But I don't really care to do that at all if I'm actually wrong. That's the last thing in the world I want, is for it to end with me strengthening my position, which is wrong. What I want to know is actually, is my position a strong one? Is it close to truth? Is it correct or not? That's what I'm most interested in. And that's why I welcome all criticism, all arguments. I do not take any of that stuff personally. I'm grateful for it. Now, a personal attack, that is by definition personal. I don't even take that personally. It's just meaningless. It's just irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the argument at hand. It's something else. That's like a social bullying technique to try to get somebody to just submit and not bother having the actual argument, which is an activity I'm completely uninterested in on either end of that. The feeling of standing in a position and being clearly demonstrated that there's a flaw in my position, having that be challenged, inviting the challenge, wrestling with the challenge, and then being honest about it, being deeply, radically honest with myself and with others about, like, oh wow, I guess that position really wasn't as true as it thought I was. It seems I was really emotionally attached to that. Great, because that was holding me back. That was making me small. That was what was preventing me from leveling up, becoming more intelligent, more wise, more effective, more powerful. So this is why I revel in the fight. I revel in the combat of an intellectual argument. I absolutely love it because I'm coming from a place of love of truth. That is why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to crush somebody, to get status, to defend status, to prove that I'm right about something. I don't care about any of those things. I only care about power. The kind of power that is, I'm living in closer alignment with reality. I'm living in closer alignment with spirit. I'm living in closer alignment with the truth. That is a kind of power that is unsurpassed by anything else. And it's our birthright. and we deserve it. And it is very easy to gain that kind of power over the course of your life, but you have to spend your life being willing and even excited to be wrong so that you can then get smarter and be right. Therefore, I do not think it's immoral to say you're wrong about that or I'm right about that. What is immoral is to not be willing to actually engage in the investigation of whether that claim of being right or wrong is actually true. It's more important whether it's actually true or not than it is whether you're doing it or not. The best possible outcome of any argument is that I am wrong and then I change my position, which means that I'm right. And then going forward, I will never have to be wrong about that again, unless it's demonstrated that I actually am, which is often the reality of these things. It's rarely ever black and white, and it's rarely ever absolute. It's a gradual progression to living your life in closer and closer and closer alignment with truth, slowly and gradually over time, so that when you die, you can say, hey, I'm 100 steps closer to it than I was when I was born. And that is really something.